Hello, this is Unlimited Splash, where we get better at Magic together through a new draft every day, and today we're jumping into another draft of Secrets of Strixhaven. Let's go. Okay, pack one, pick one. I'm definitely a big fan of a splatter technique. This is a super flexible card. It can be almost a win condition for the Prismari control deck. I will say, I really have been avoiding Prismari recently. After the videos went up with like LSV and Cheon, you know, showing how to do this deck, I find there's someone drafting spells only Prismari control at every single table, no matter how aggressively I try to cut it. It's just, I think, very overdrafted right now. If you're listening to this or watching this in like 3-4 days, that may no longer be the case. But right now I'm really, and I try to avoid this kind of metagame thing, but like just as a, you know, getting better every day kind of attitude, like I want to pass on to you that I have been losing gems drafting that deck because it looks like it's open pack 1, it looks semi-open pack 2, and then you just end up completely cut at some point in the draft. You just find yourself with absolutely nothing to do pack 3 because someone is just kind of like belligerently playing that deck, even if it's not really in the cards. Or maybe I'm the one who's belligerently playing that deck and they're right. I don't know. But two of us end up trying to feast from the same trough and the trough runs dry. So here I would either take the homesickness and lean stronger in the direction of Prismari control, which has been a great way to lose gems for me recently. Or I could take Repel Calamity, which is a premium removal spell. There's also Spectacle Summit, again, if I wanted to go towards Prismari control. Do I just give Prismari control one more go? Probably not. I think I'm going to take the Repel Calamity. There's a Jeskai Spells option. I mean, Repel Calamity, Johnny's Response. I think these are both very strong white removal spells. Dual lands are always good to have. Homesickness is nice, but I'm going to just snap up the Repel Calamity, and we'll see what lane is open for us here. Okay, tutors are typically not good in Premier Draft sets. You're just kind of overpaying for the effect that you'll eventually end up getting. I do think that primary research is perfectly fine. Don't hate primary research at all. Look, we actually already have nothing for Prismari control. That's that's about how it usually goes when I try to get into that lane. I don't have a very high opinion of either of the black-white 3/3s here. Yeah, pretty much a pretty weak pack overall. So I think I would say the choice comes down to primary research, which is a very replaceable piece for Boros, either great or terrible usually, and Rancorous Archaic. I would say those are the two main playables in the pack. Not to say that like Imperizing Mage Send in the past, or Histibator, even Betrayal, these are playable, but in terms of cards that I might actually be happy to run in a deck, and I think I'll just take the primary research. I don't know, it's a very disappointing pack 1 pick 3, but here I guess I'll probably just take Rebel Rouser. I mean, this is almost a pull into the Boros deck. It's such a good enabler. Rebel Rouser plus primary research is better than a Phyrexian Arena. It's a Phyrexian Arena that hits your opponent instead of hitting you. So I think I'm happy to snap that one up. I don't hate Micah in a deck that makes a lot of treasure tokens. Wander Off is fine, perfectly fine. Forum of Amity would be reasonably nice. I like Embrace the Paradox, but I haven't drafted the Lorehold deck in a while, and if that's what's being served up to me, then hey, I'm not going to argue with that. And right here we get into Johnny's Response. So a Johnny's Response is actively good. Quillblade Laureate is perfectly fine. There's also a Last Gasp in the pack, which is worth paying attention to, but let's go ahead and snap up this Johnny's Response. There's also an Ancestral Anger, which I wouldn't hate playing. That card obviously needs multiples, but if you have multiples, it can be quite good. And speaking of cards that can be quite good, Garrison Excavator, perfectly good payoff. I think probably an actively good payoff for the Lorehold decks. So I'm always happy to see and run one of those. Borrowed Knowledge, I'm not a believer in. Goblin Glassride, I'm also not a believer in. Quick Study is always nice. Love a Divination, but if Lorehold is what I am supposed to draft, then Lorehold is what I shall draft. Here's a Stand Up for Yourself, an Honor-Bound Page, and a Lorehold dual land. So looking pretty good for Lorehold here, and I'm just going to take the premium removal spell. Seething Song, I guess I take it. I mean, this pack is weak overall. I wouldn't take this as a signal that something's gone wrong. I do have, I mean, one of the uncommons is a card that I could play in my deck. I guess you could take like a Hydro Channeler or a Stadium Title Mage and see if you go Prismari spells with my splatter technique, but I don't think that's what I'm wanting to do. Like, splatter technique on the splash is really hard, so that would have to be a pretty aggressively 3-color deck for that to end up happening. Not necessarily where I'm at. Okay, two very good cards, Eager Glyph Mage and Tome Blast. I think Tome Blast is just premium. I mean, Thunderdrum Soloist I've had some luck with as well, but that's more for like the Prismari aggro style of deck. Prismari is not looking too cut, but Prismari Control is looking pretty cut. Although Tome Blast would go in that deck, so maybe I could have gone Prismari. Maybe I'm a little too shy about that. But anyways, it's between the Glyph Mage and the Tome Blast. I'm happy to just snap up Tome Blast. Just a really good card for your Boros deck. Okay, so Prismari Control was open, but that's okay. That's okay. We don't have to be Prismari Control every time it presents itself. So we're kind of on the way to a nice controlling Lorehold deck, I would say. With Lorehold, you really, really, really want to hyper focus on the synergies. It's very important to have as many things leaving the graveyard as possible, and as many things that benefit from things leaving the graveyard as possible. All right, I'm not really in the market for a Rehearsed Debater, but I want to send accurate signals, so I'll take that card out of the pack. And here I'll take a Micah for pretty much exactly the same reason. And Ancestral Anger, hey, maybe we'll see 2 more of those and it'll make our deck. Okay, what have we got here? Pretty bad pack for us. I would say the commons redeem this pack. So there's essentially no uncommon or rare that I would play. There is a Monstrous Rage, which, I mean, it was good in Wilds of Eldraine. I strongly suspect you can build an aggro deck that makes it good here, but at the same time, if I'm going to take an effect like that, I want it to be an Ancestral Anger because I already have one Ancestral Anger. So then we're looking at the commons, and there are actually 3 quite good commons for us: Eager Glyph Mage, Rebel Rouser, and Wilt in the Heat. Of those 3, I think you really want to prioritize, again, synergy enablers. Things that make things leave the graveyard are at an absolute premium. Rebel Rouser is the best performing red common, or at least it was the last time I looked. And so I'm very happy to snap that up. And here I'll take a Tome Blast. I actually don't hate Ascendant Dusk Speaker as a, I don't know, like primary research enabler on the cheap. Something that just makes something leave your graveyard. But I'm just going to snap out this Tome Blast. What a good card. Maybe I could take the Stormcarved Coast and have some fun in life, but no, we're just going to stick with the plan. Tome Blast is just a really good game piece for this deck. Bit of an awkward one. Did the person to my left see my signals and decide it's time to go Boros? I'm between Rearing Embermare and Hop to It. Rearing Embermare is not a good card, but I'm someone who just does not hate that kind of aggressive for a 5-drop in red that can just close out a game. Like a card that can win a game when you're a very controlling deck, like I'm kind of shaping up to be. That kind of thing is at a premium. I will also say we've had multiple sets. So in the early data, Rearing Embermare is looking really bad. We've had multiple sets where the red 5-drop common that has capacity, it has a power to it. We've had multiple sets where that turns out to be undervalued. Like it starts rising in the data and in people's estimation in the late format. That's kind of a pattern that has happened several times. So keep an eye on that Embermare. That's all I'm saying. Right now it looks completely hopeless. Keep an eye on the Embermare. Could be a good role player. This could also just be a format where that's not a good thing to be doing. That's also very possible. Oh yeah, the Hop to It, by the way, I didn't mention, but it goes with my Spirit Call Enthusiast. So not a terrible thing to have. We're very unlikely to play this Micah, but maybe if we can get some treasure generation, we can do it. At this point, I'm feeling very low on synergies. I'm going to take Wilt in the Heat for raw power, but I'm really in the market for some synergies. And wow, now we're just getting past Stock Up, Stress Dream. I mean, that's upsetting, but I'm going to take the Stone Docent. I'm going to stay the course. I don't think the person to my left went to Boros specifically. I think this is bad variance. Technically, I could try to lean in a Prismari direction. Okay, maybe I do just take Ancestral Anger. An issue with Ancestral Anger that holds it back a lot in this format is that it's anti-synergistic with what these decks are trying to do. Did they go Boros? I mean, now I'm feeling very cut. But yeah, the idea is like I never want to exile an Ancestral Anger from my graveyard. So that really holds back how good the card can be. Maybe I play a Dig Site Inventory, actually. You know what? Maybe I just play Dig Site Inventory. It's synergistic. Again, what did I say? You really want your cards to be synergistic. Return X creatures with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. But how many of those am I going to have? I think I'd rather just have, and it's double white, I'd rather just have the really good removal spell. I wouldn't hate the dual land either, but I'm just going to take the premium removal and another piece of premium removal. I'm the most controlling deck ever, but how do I win? Primary Research is essentially a creature, I would say, by the time you play it. But how do I win? Seriously, how do I close out games? This is why I say that cards... Okay, well, Glyph Mage is nice. Gives you some invasion damage. But this is why I say that cards like the Embermare that can just come out of nowhere, or whatever it is, Rearing 4/5 haste for 5. Wow, now we have a run behind. We so could have been Prismari. We so could have been Prismari. I guess bulk up technically is synergistic. Probably not playing this Ancestral Anger. I talked myself out of it. But yeah, Embermare is just it's not a win condition exactly, but it is technically a way that you could win a game, right? Another Embermare, right? Like, so our deck desperately wanted ways to convert all of this removal into like, okay, now I can actually win. Embermare does that trick. So I actually don't hate it at all. Okay, Archmage Emeritus. Okay, I really could have played a sweet Prismari control deck. This was the one time when it wasn't cut. Every time I try to do it, it's cut. This was the one time that it isn't. That's funny. Okay, I wouldn't mind more 2-drops. I mean, I would take a Stone Docent over basically anything at this point. I would take the white 1-drop over basically anything, the 1/2 for 1 that can draw a card. I'm hoping to wheel this Embermare, honestly. I would not hate having a third Embermare. Mike is getting cut. It's completely useless right now. Conciliator's Duelist. Well, do I just take another? Okay, it's between a Johnny's Response, Molten Note, and Feed the Past. I already have, no wait, I don't have a Molten Note. I hallucinated having a Molten Note. So my deck is just so packed with removal. I think I take Pursue the Past. Like I have just a comical amount of removal. One issue is I don't actually have that many Leave the Graveyard payoffs. I would love another Primary Research, another Garrison Excavator. I would love more things that benefit from me taking things out of my graveyard. You know what? I'll absolutely play this. The thing is, like, removing things from your graveyard is anti-synergistic with the Dawning Archaic, but the number of instants and sorceries I have, this could literally be like a 7/7 for 3. I would like another Rubble Rouser, but we just don't have that many payoffs. So this goes like in a control deck. You know, it's very possible I'm not a version of the Lorehold deck. You really do want to be synergistic, so this is not good if it's true. But it's possible I'm not a version of the Lorehold deck that is always removing a card from its graveyard every single turn. I'm going to call this guy a 5-drop or something. Okay, so we're not cut on Boros. That's very reassuring. Dualcaster Mage could be cool. I mean, look at this pack. Unreal. Dualcaster Mage, Wilt in the Heat, Aziza, Burst Lightning, and Kirill. Aziza could be good. I mean, I do have Hop to it. I don't really, probably, my guess is the best card in the pack here is Burst Lightning. There's also Kirill History Buff. I'm really not sure what the pick is here. Wilt in the Heat, Dualcaster. I don't think Dualcaster Mage can be all that good. I think I'll take Aziza just because it's a 2-drop. It might draw some removal. I mean, Burst Lightning is the best card, I think, but I don't have Opus triggers. And also, I just have so much removal at this point. I really don't think I'm supposed to further invest in removal. I think I don't play Dig Site Inventory because, again, just not that many ways to benefit from things leaving the graveyard in the end. And let's go with Honorbound Mage. I think the Fire Singer is like not that terrible. It can accelerate me into various cards. There's a Heated Argument, there's a Last Gasp, but I really want ways of winning the game. I'm playing a control deck, so I need to convert advantage into victory at some point. Pursue the Past is so good, but I think I just want the 2-drop given how my deck is playing out. This is a much better card than Spirit Mascot. Spirit Mascot's like a perfectly fine card. Maybe I take that and cut the Spirit Call Enthusiast. Like, I only have one way of making tokens. No, 2 ways of making tokens. 3 ways of making tokens. Okay, so the Enthusiast is actually not that bad. Here's an Elite Interceptor. Thrilled to see Elite Interceptor. This is like a top pick in my seat. Very, very happy to see that card. So we're getting everything we could have asked for. It's very possible someone to the right of me was Prismari. Although, didn't I get some Prismari in this pack as well? I don't know. I guess I'll just take the random combat trick. What am I cutting here? That's an interesting question. Maybe one Rearing Embermare, because now I have just better win conditions, very likely. So then maybe I'll take the Artisan. We're wheeling Archmage Emeritus. That's really funny. I guess you maybe don't want that in like the no creatures control deck. Looks like someone took a Rubble Rouser. Someone has definitely been taking my leaving the graveyard synergy cards for sure, but they've been passing a lot of good Boros, so it wasn't enough to get me out of Boros. So there's a lot of Sultai removal type stuff in here. I guess I'll just take the Essence Scatter. Another Rehearsed Debater if I decide I'm a little bit light on creatures, but I don't think that's going to happen. Another Wilt in the Heat. I don't even know what I cut. Maybe now I cut the Rearing Embermare because I don't really need it as a win condition, I don't think. My win condition is like Dawning Archaic, Primary Research, maybe Honorbound Page, Garrison Excavator. I don't think I need the Embermare. I think the high synergy cards are going to be more valuable for me. Do I play Spirit Call Enthusiast? I don't think this card tends to be very good. I did attempt to play it one time and it was just not great. Yeah, so it definitely looks like other people took the leaving the battlefield payoffs, but with the amount of removal I have, I feel pretty comfortable that I can convert into some kind of win. My only question is, should I cut, I don't know, maybe like cut Aziza for Rearing Embermare or something, but Aziza's kind of a win condition too. I guess I can copy like a hop to it. It's just so hard to tap 3 untapped creatures. I don't know, that pack was bonkers. It feels like every card was great, but no card was great for me in that pack. I guess Honorbound Page is like my main way of converting to a win, and I think it's mainly a white-black card. Honestly, it only gets through like 4 damage. I don't know, do I want a Rearing Embermare? Probably not very much. That was really weird. I felt I just got all the Boros removal I could ever want. I got a Garrison Excavator early. I got all these Rubble Rousers and stuff. And then all the synergy dried up. It kind of feels like someone went into Boros, but I actually don't even think that's true. Maybe someone at the table like far away from me was. But I don't think anyone near me was Boros. I think maybe we just didn't open that many leaving the graveyard payoffs, to be quite honest. I actually got a pretty good number of enablers, like a lot of flashback cards. Just not a lot of payoffs. And we didn't see the uncommon, 4/4 trample lifelink for 4 that removes a card from a graveyard. But really, I just wanted the payoffs. Another Garrison Excavator would have been perfect. Or another of the prepared, what is it? The 5 mana when a card leaves the graveyard. At the end of your turn, if a card left the graveyard, draw a card. All right, but hey, I like this hand. I mean, I even have Pursue the Past if I need it, if I need to draw land. But I'm going to go ahead and start with Stone Docent and give myself just hope to draw land. Just hope to draw land. I don't need that many lands because then I have a Rubble Rouser to make mana with. Saner, okay. Power or toughness 4 or greater. Well, unfortunately, because it's me and this is my life, I have to discard a card and draw 2 in order to just hit my mana, which is just how it always goes for me. Probably I'll pitch the hop to it here. Okay. Well, now I have lands. Didn't draw the right color of land. I guess I could have snuck through damage earlier, right? But, well, might as well attack now. Should have snuck through damage before. Should have attacked before playing that. They might have believed me. But here they're correctly blocking. So I did that in the wrong order. Frankly, out of just like frustration with not drawing my land. But that's part of Magic, so. All right, they get a treasure and another treasure. And I cannot double spell unless I draw a plane specifically. Okay, draw planes, that's nice. So I'll shoot that guy. I think it's worth just killing him. They did get a treasure out of the deal because of my mana problems, but you can't have everything in this life, can you? I do have to remember there's like splatter technique and stuff, so I really don't want to overextend. So next turn, I'll just play a Rubble Rouser and Rejoinder, most likely. If they're not playing a creature-based game, they have blanked so much of my deck that they have a massive advantage. Down comes an island. Okay, they are playing a creature-based game. That makes me feel a lot better. If it was a no creatures Prismari deck, I think I would be in a very tough spot here. They do get to loot, which is nice for them, but I'm just going to absolutely wilt them in the heat for sure. Crack in for 4. I mean, I could also just Rejoinder them and save Wilt in the Heat for later on. Okay, actually, maybe I do that, and then I get to play Rubble Rouser, and then I get to play a Johnny's Response, or maybe Wilt in the Heat on a discount, because 6 mana is a really nice amount here, where I can remove Pursue the Past from my graveyard, and then cast Wilt in the Heat for 2. I think I just want to keep all these cards, right? Especially because I may be about to rummage using, or pilfer using Pursue the Past. Very likely. Well, I guess that logic does work, because I'll have more information when I make that decision. I was going to say that doesn't entirely make sense, because you might as well pilfer sooner rather than later, but actually you'd rather pilfer later if you have a draw step in between. Okay, here's a good one to hit with Wilt in the Heat. Unfortunately, now they have 2 cards that I want to Wilt in the Heat. So, okay, here's what I can do. And this is like the sickening thing about Rubble Rouser. I'm going to remove a hop to it from my graveyard. I'm going to ping them for 1. Wilt in the Heat this guy. Then I choose to also Wilt in the Heat this guy. And then get in for 4. Bonk, bonk. And I'm definitely going to hold this land because it may get pursued directly into the past. So my goal is to get them low enough that Rubble Rouser can finish the job. Because I don't have that many ways of pushing damage in my deck, and they do have 5 cards in their hand. Like, a single splatter technique definitely does me in here. It does seem that they're very creature-based, though. They've played 3 creatures out of 4 spells so far, so I do think they're a creature-based version of Prismari. They do have a lot of cards and a lot of mana, though. Oh, what's this? Well, there's no Aetherize in this format. Okay, so let's go ahead and pursue the past immediately. Because I just want to draw and see what I have access to here. 24 is kind of nice. Oh, Tome Blast. That's such a good one. Can just Tome Blast their face. I like that a lot. Okay, what are you going to kill? Or, oh, it's probably a tap down. It's probably the 6 mana tap 2 creatures. I'm guessing that's what we're looking at here. Okay. All right. It's vaguely annoying only because I don't benefit from the card leaving my graveyard right now. And I cannot cast a sorcery with that extra mana. Oh, wait, I could have because, right, you do actually get priority again. Wait, do you? No, you don't. I don't think so. Do I shoot them here? I'm going to say no. I'd like to keep that as a surprise. When I shoot them, I'd like to have 7 mana, and I'd like for it to be lethal. Goblin Glass, right? So I can Tome Blast that thing to get more damage through, I guess. Not really what I want to do. Make another treasure? What's coming down here? Elemental Mascot? Okay. Do I just want to win? I probably just want to win off of Rubble Rousing. Oh, no. I guess I should have pilfered that land because now I'm getting flooded. So I can play this, play the land, play Seething Song, and Johnny's response, their mascot. That doesn't sound like it does very much for me. All right. Okay, then. Just do I just Tome Blast their face? I don't think so. I really don't think so. And I don't think that I play the land here. I have enough pilfering that I think I want to hold on to it. Ugh, tight games of Magic. A little too tight, if you ask me. Maybe I should have played the land so that in a pinch I can Seething Song into a Johnny's response, but it's hard to imagine the situation where I would need to do that on their turn. But I guess that's one thing I didn't consider. The opponent's having a good, appropriately long think here. I always say, you know, your timer is a resource, so you should use it. Hitting Rubble Rouser is annoying, but all I need to do is sneak through 3 damage here. 2 damage. And then Tome Blast becomes lethal. They could always have like a Spell Pierce or something, though, so I should not count on that. This guy does also have Vigilance. Well, I'll take the damage. Yeah, maybe the whole Seething Song and Johnny's response thing would have been a good idea. I don't know. I kind of want a Johnny's response on my turn to make it a surprise that I can push through damage. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The idea is if they do play one more blocker, I can shoot this. If I can get through 2 damage, which we'll see, but they might go for value and hit. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so now basically what I do is I think I will shoot their Elemental Mascot. So I have 1, 2, so I have 9 mana, and this would cost 7. Yeah, no, okay, there's no doing everything this turn. I'm going to shoot the Elemental Mascot and see if I can't just get this Blazing Fire Singer through. I don't think I also attack with the Elite Interceptor. Yeah, I kind of thought that is what was going to happen, and so we'll see if they play around Tome Blast here. I don't want to also attack with the Elite Interceptor because I thought they would just block it, so it doesn't really get me anything. Okay, just don't have a Spell Pierce. Go ahead and play something so that I don't have to worry about Spell Pierce. I guess Spell Pierce 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, without Rubble Rouser and just short. You know what, though? I can Seething Song to play around Spell Pierce. That's kind of cool. That's smart stuff, isn't it? Play my Seething Song so that if they Spell Pierce me, I have 2 extra mana. I like that a lot. Now, there's the Wizard, like 2 blue counter cancel effect. I mean, I'm just going to go for lethal. There's the 2 blue cancel effect. Shoot the opponent. What else is there for 2 mana that I have to be worried about? I mean, I'm just going for lethal. Like, they have a better kind of long run situation than I do, so. Well, that was a little too close for comfort, to be quite honest. I would have liked to win just a little bit more handily, but we're 1-0 with our Lorehold control deck. Are there any changes that I want to make? Honestly, I kind of want a Rearing Embermare. Feels like it would have been better than Aziza. Just pushing that little bit of extra damage in the late game. I don't know, maybe having creatures on the board early really matters. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. 1-0, on to the next one. If you do want to get better at Magic every day, make sure that you're subscribed to my channel on YouTube. I like drafting. Drafting is super fun, but where I really think I add value is these kinds of data deep dive videos. This weekend, we are going to have an Arena Direct where you can actually win a collector booster box of Strixhaven cards, but the format is sealed. So you might not know what's good in the format, you know, what's different from sealed compared to in draft, especially if your card evaluations are tuned to how good things are in draft. On Friday, I'm going to put out a video where I dig through the data for you, save you the time from going deep on figuring out exactly what's going on in sealed in this set. And you'll want to make sure to catch that video if you're going to play in the Arena Direct. And if you're not, the day after that, after the Arena Direct is over, I'll post a draft video and then another draft video and then another draft video and then a data deep dive about draft. So if you really like draft, also a good reason to make sure that you are subscribed. All right, 1-0, on to the next one. All right then. I like the hand for one simple reason: Elite Interceptor. We are playing against a very highly ranked Mythic player, so I always like doing that. It's a good opportunity to learn what's what in the format. If someone is Mythic number 1150 at this point in the format, it means that they have figured some things out. So looking forward to seeing what they have to teach us today. Go ahead and take that action and swing in for 1. And we basically just have the Dream removal suite and then nothing else. Definitely this is a symptom of a deck that's a little bit overloaded on removal. Feeling a little bit unhappy about that. But I think I can trick them into getting smacked with a Tome Blast here, which feels pretty nice. So I will go ahead and Tome Blast that guy. Let's see if they have +0/+3 and Hexproof. That would be quite a surprise if highly ranked Mythic players are playing that card. But okay. So they're on Converge. That's very interesting. I mean, I do think that Converge is very strong and is currently underdrafted. But of course, our deck is not performing whatsoever. This is a bit of an embarrassment. The number of removal spells that I have is completely out of control. Like, imagine what happens if they just play a Snarl Song, which surely is something like that is coming down now, or they could make me discard 5. And I've put no pressure on them. Well, I mean, I have a lot of removal, which I'm happy with, but I definitely under prioritized. I don't know. I feel like I just got cut on the enablers, specifically on the, on the payoffs rather, specifically on the payoffs. I have okay enablers and I have amazing removal, but in terms of just getting payoffs, really fell down on the job. I wonder if this is Essence Scatter. I'm not sure what else it could be. If they have the deal 5, draw 2, the red spell, the removal spell, they might have just been holding that. I don't think I'm too terrified of that. I'm glad that I finally drew a creature and that it was a 2-for-1. So if what they have is spot removal. Okay, that's fine. Then, you know, 2-for-1s are good against spot removal. Okay, so they get their card back. Okay, which one would I most want to spend here? Probably it's Wilt in the Heat. It's probably Wilt in the Heat, I would say. I can start by attacking with both. No, because, well, what is there for 1 red as an instant? I don't know. I don't really want to find out. I was going to say if they block my Elite Interceptor, that's good info, because it lets me flashback the Tome Blast to kill their Pensive Professor. Then they could play something with Increment. Kind of want to build my board, if that's at all possible. It's probably not. Okay, I think let's just wilt that guy in the Heat. I don't want to risk that surviving past this turn. And we might as well not let them block. I guess having another creature is good for me. I like that they played that. I did wonder if they're building up to a board wipe here, but now that makes me think that's less likely. I don't know. We're just, we're racing until they get Snarl Song. Really interesting. They're playing Elemental Mascot in the Converge deck. That is really interesting. Okay, it was a board wipe, actually. Okay. All right, well, you killed a card that another card generated. End of turn, I'm just going to kill the Elemental Mascot. And an Elite Interceptor that already replaced itself, so I'm feeling okay about that. Go ahead and play Blazing Fire Singer and also a Stone Docent. Now I'm feeling like I mean, this feels like a more even match, and they don't seem to have Snarl Song yet. The question is just what goodies they've been holding in their hand. Maybe more removal. Oh man, you bring back Artistic Process. Okay, that's a little annoying. And then you have a kill spell for my Stone Docent. All right, I mean, I do need to find threats now. My deck is so light on threats, it's just a huge problem. Okay, well, I guess I'll do this even though I have no synergies with it. Homebound page, or honor-bound page, I mean. Okay, so I could kind of double kill spell that thing. I think it's time to just, I think let's just stand up for ourselves, save the Ajani's response, save a Tome Blast to deal damage from them. They're actually empty. So they're going to spend the turn Artistic Processing, I assume. Then I get to play my honor-bound page. Oh no, they drew a draw 3. Well, it was feeling okay there for a moment, but I think the Lorecaster was a bit too much. We were going toe-to-toe with them, but I cannot imagine winning this game at this point. They gain 4. I'm putting 0 pressure on them. I mean, my deck is also a control deck. I guess I do just go ahead and play this. And do I spend this just to push 1 damage when they could always have a blocker later? I think I'm just killing everything. I don't have any repartee synergies or anything, so I think let's just spend that for an extra damage. Like, I'm going to be killing any blocker that they play, basically, and they're going to probably just Artistic Process my 3/3 First Striker now. So. Archaic Agony. I cannot imagine winning this game at this point. Their deck is... Their deck has a lot of value, but it's not actually a Converge deck classically. We've seen basically no Converge cards, but they're basically just putting all the value in one deck. Maybe I should have been splashing more. Maybe that's my lesson. But I just needed more threats. I had every opportunity to win this game if I just drafted an appropriate density of threats. But we got completely cut in the draft. I just got completely cut off of being able to make threats and like represent anything on the board. So I will pitch this for value. I'll probably just get a land back, so looks like I made a mistake, but I still think that was the correct thing to do. It's technically generating value. I didn't spend a turn drawing that random land. Well, at this point, we could basically concede, but the thing is, they do still need... Okay, sure, you make me discard everything. They do still need to find a threat. I have so much removal in my deck that they could deck out, conceivably. We'll see if they have something that stops them from decking out. I'm sure they're digging to something specific. It could be like Mathemagics or something, but it doesn't look like they're going to have enough to just deck me, so there's a Wilt in the Heat. So we'll see. Maybe I can survive for 8 more turns. Arc of Hunger, well, that's actually fine, right? Because it keeps decking them faster. All right. It's not going to kill me. So let's see what their plan is for winning. All right, 7. You have 7 cards. Make it 3/3. Okay. Sure. I think end of turn, I'll just kill your 3/3. Oh, no, in combat, I'll kill your 3/3 rather. You have an Essence Scatter, so you can't do anything about that. All right, go back to my turn. Pursue the Past. Sigh. That's depressing. All right. Might as well attack. Not much else to do. Yeah. Okay. No point in playing Pursue the Past here. They're at 4 cards left, so let's see what they're digging for. It's got to be something impressive. Sundering Archaic. Yeah, but I have a pretty high life total. And I cannot quite double Tome Blast that, unfortunately. Oh, actually I can, right? 5, 6, 7... 8, 9. 1 more land and I can double Tome Blast that guy. Oh no, because they just killed the creature that has Seething Song. Okay. Well, I have a lot that I could draw here. That's not one of them, but thankfully I do have a Pursue the Past. You don't have a counter, do you? That would be sad to me. 2 lands. You love to see it, don't you? All right, well, this is why Pursue the Past is good. All right. I assume they're digging for like more good stuff. Aziza, so weak. I think I do want that 4/5 instead of Aziza. I just need ways of putting pressure on the opponent. Maybe I want the 4/5. Maybe I just want multiple copies of the 4/5 instead of like other random stuff. Oh yeah, Sundering Archaic, I need to kill it because it stops them from getting decked. Forgot about that. So I really need a removal spell. You know what? I think I just lose now. Because I didn't kill the Sundering Archaic in time. I needed the land plus Seething Song. Yeah. Well, they're actually... No, because they can just put like 5 things on the bottom of their library now. Okay, I don't want to sit here while they do that. I think Sundering Archaic is going to make it so they don't deck out. I guess I could have made them show me more threats, but they can just put any one of their threats, like creature generating things, on the bottom. Might be a premature concession, but I think we're just so unlikely to win that game from that point, and it's going to take so long for them to put everything on the bottom of their deck. But hey, we got really close to beating a very highly ranked Mythic player. All that I needed was just for a tiny bit more action. Any more of those crappy, terrible, horrible, awful, no good draws that I have could have just been something with action, and I would have won. So let's put some more action in our deck and go on to the next game. All right, Stone Docent, hop to it. Primary Research, Wilt in the Heat. I mean, this just looks like a deck that is like responsibly constructed, that has enablers and payoffs. Did I use any of my removal prematurely? I don't think so. I think I pretty much had to use everything. Because that specifically was the card that they needed to not deck out, and my deck is packed with removal. So how do they end up killing me with 1 creature when my whole problem was having too much removal? Like, something doesn't add up there. I must have misplayed something. All right, down comes Tester of the Tangential. I'm not a big believer in cards like this that start out understated and need things to happen in order to get higher stats. I'd rather just play something that already has 3 power the moment I land it, like a Stone Docent. But we'll see, maybe this Tester will become enormous and murder me. Another understated card. Well, hey, I mean, if you're gonna do it, go big, right? If you're gonna do that game plan, then you should probably make it your whole game plan. All right. So I would love to trade something off here. I'm just gonna crack in. I didn't expect that they would take the damage, or I didn't expect that they would block it. If they had, I could have removed the Stone Docent from my graveyard and Wilt in the Heated their other creature. Okay, that only increments 1 of your creatures, which I think is kind of nice for me. So basically, I just want to get like a mega kill spell off at this point. Everyone is drafting Converge now. Everyone. Before, nobody was drafting Converge. Now everybody is drafting Converge. I feel like it just flipped on a dime. Every deck I play against is a Converge deck. All right, I'll go ahead and shoot this guy, I suppose. Not exactly where I love to use my removal, but I think it's about right. They clearly have something. I assume it's a Essence Scatter. And then maybe I just attack with this guy. I have blockers to spare. I have a Johnny's Response. You cannot have a Johnny's Response. Is it Banishing Betrayal? A Braid. Oh, that's just fine. That's just fine. I do not hate getting that guy in the graveyard. I actually will probably just Primary Research it back into play next turn. If they attack me with basically anything, I'll Johnny's Response it in a heartbeat, I think. Oh, that thing needs to get shot somehow. I don't know with what, but somehow it needs to get damaged. Somehow I need to destroy that thing. They're going to move a counter to Tam. Oh, I don't mind that at all. Okay, so maybe I actually... Okay, I have 2 options. I could a Johnny's Response the Tam. I could also... I'm not going to let the Tam live. That's just not an option. I could also Wilt in the Heat the Tam. I could Wilt in the Heat. I could Stone Docent and then Wilt in the Heat. I don't think that makes sense. I think I'll just Wilt in the Heat for the full cost. So glad to see that guy not just killed, but I believe it gets exiled, right? And then I'll play my Fields of Strife. And now we're kind of going toe for toe, and I think I have an edge because primary research is just so good. I would love to have something other than the Stone Docent to bring back with primary research. So maybe Fields of Strife could conceivably get me that by milling something, but no, we're just gonna bring this guy back. Basically, the reason is I would love to, like, Stone Docent is good from the graveyard, so taking it out of the graveyard is not necessarily ideal. All right, Garrison Excavator. So now, let's see. I mean, I really want to get cards with flashback in the graveyard. That's my dream. But also, if they kill my Stone Docent, that's fine. Because I can get a 2/2 back from the Garrison Excavator. Applied Geometry copying the tester. Okay. Well, I wish I'd had a Johnny's response up when that happened, but could be worse. You can now spread the love with some counters, put some counters on some things. Okay, that's kind of cool. The fact that this does it as counters means that you can just move the counters. That's kind of cool. An Applied Geometry token with Tester of the Tangentials triggered ability. Okay. So you're going to move a counter. Oh, I don't hate that. That means I still get to be attacking with Stone Docent. Don't hate that at all. Oh, okay. No, you're going to move multiple counters onto it. Ugh, can I stop drawing these lands, please? I don't really think I need to spend the Ajani's response here. I think I really want to Surveil before try to get something into the graveyard. Could also just be blocking stuff with Stone Docent. The 5/5 with Increment doesn't exactly scare me. I could just play the Garrison Excavator here, keep up Ajani's response. I just really want things to be leaving the graveyard. I could also just attack with my Stone Docent to get something out of the graveyard. Make a 2/2, draw a card. That's probably good, right? So maybe I should have attacked with it. Oh, okay. I guess let's just play the Garrison Excavator, though. I think landing that is probably worth the mana cost. I guess I don't really want to be I don't really want to waste value here. Fractal Mascot. Okay. Maybe I can get them to make an aggressive attack. I think that would be good for me. If I'm you, I'm probably just locking down the Stone Docent. Yeah, that guy's not blocking. I don't agree with that. I would definitely lock down Stone Docent here. That's a card that you don't want me to block with. Because I can remove it from the graveyard and make it 2/2 next turn. So I'm hoping they attack, because I just have good stuff to do. I really want to be drawing cards with primary research. Ugh, what are they doing to me? Tantalizing. So what was the point of that? What was the point of locking down Garrison Excavator then? I'm not sure. Okay, so now I'm going to Tome Blast. What if I just Tome Blast the Environmental Scientist, then flash it back to draw a card? The other option is Tome Blast Tester of the Tangential. So if I flash it back, I have 6/7. That would use all my mana. Draw a card. Yeah, let's just do this. I don't think I need to draw the card this turn. Like, I'm going to be able to draw it next turn no matter what. And I will play... I want access to all the mana I can possibly have forever, basically. So I think playing out my land matters here. They have a stop on their upkeep, so they get to Surveil. Makes sense. I assume they're going to start attacking me. They decided not to Surveil. For a second, I thought they Surveilled and kept it on top, but no. There was no Surveilling happening here. Depends on what they want to draw, whether they should Surveil or not. The question is what they want to draw. So if they attack me with everything, I'll double block Environmental Scientist, shoot the Fractal Mascot. Okay, now I'll triple block the Environmental Scientist. I assume they attack with everything. No, for real? Okay, well now I'm probably just going to shoot Fractal Mascot. Might as well. I mean, I could also Surveil, but let's just try to get rid of a 7/7 that can beat me down. 7/7 Trample, by the way. While they, that's kind of a removal spell that I just need to resolve. Oh my goodness. Well, that's pretty depressing. At least I get some value out of doing this. I just need this to leave the graveyard. It's very possible they have a 2/2 that they were not playing, a 2-power creature that they were not playing while I had a Tome Blast. But let's just go ahead and play this and move to my end step. At least I have primary research. That gives me some hope for this late game. I suppose I could be cracking in with Stone Docent. I just think that's a useful card. What do you have here? It's a useful card for me to have on defense because none of their stuff has trample. Bounce star creature, homesickness? Okay. Well, they do get to draw too. That part is really bad for me. Hello, Dawning Archaic. I don't hate that. Maybe I can persuade them. Oh, Berta. Okay. Maybe I can persuade them to use some removal here. Try to set up a complicated block. Barrage Barrage. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So that's not going to hit Dawning Archaic. Of course, they could always have another one, but... Another one, and they spent it. Okay, this is good for me. This is just good for me. So I'll chump whatever they attack with. Just chump the 6/5, take 6. That's okay. All right. Okay. Thankfully, we drew all of our worst cards, so now we get to play good cards. So I'll play Dawning Archaic, and I'll hold back the Rubble Rouser. So maybe let's start with the Stone Docent thing. Happy to draw that. Yeah, definitely. Go ahead and play Dawning Archaic. Draw that guy at the end of the turn. All right, so if I get to attack with Dawning Archaic, then I can flash back a removal spell. One of 2 removal spells. Now they can make a colossal creature, right? At instant speed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they can make a 7/7 that trades with Dawning Archaic. So basically, Dawning Archaic just gets to trade with Berta, and they get a 7/7. Oh, they're gonna spend their mana? Interesting. Oh, to make an 8/8. Sure. What a silly game this has been. So you get to tap Berta and make a 4/4. I get the point. I get the point. They're going to double block. They're going to double block my Dawning Archaic. That gives me a nice little lane. That gives me a nice line of action here because I can kill one of the creatures that they double block with. So I'm going to flash back a Johnny's Response, or actual flashback Repel Calamity and shoot Berta. Yeah, this is really good. I'm glad they didn't just make the 7/7. That would have been worse for me. I think they were a little too fast with these Barrage Barrages, perhaps. They killed some stuff that just doesn't really matter that much, but I can understand their thinking, which is just let me push damage while I have the opportunity. All right, in with Dawning Archaic. I will flash back Repel Calamity because Johnny's Response is more flexible. And I will shoot Berta. Good thing this doesn't have Trample, right? That's pretty good for me. Berta is going to make a 4/4. Then you're going to double block. Oh, a 5/5, I'm sorry. Okay, getting Berta off the board feels really good. And then also we're going to draw off of Primary Research now. This was such a nice draw. I mean, that was very lucky for me. Very, very lucky for me. And then I'm not even sure that I do commit more to the board, but they don't have black mana, so I don't think I need to play around that board wipe. So I'll go ahead and drop a Glyph Mage, and I'm drawing an extra card here anyways. And Rubble Rouser will let me throw away this useless land. So now Dawning Archaic can flash back a removal spell, and I crash in for 10, 11, 12, 13. So yeah, we got there. We got there. Very nice. All right, 2 and 1. On to the next one. What do I think about this hand? Probably pretty good. Depending on what type of deck we're facing. If we're facing Is It Control, it's a horrible hand. Oh, no, okay. That's the start of an Is It Control matchup. So, yeah, okay. All right, well, what did I say? I mean, wow. Now I put myself at, like, very disfavored. Okay, all right. Things are trending back in the right direction. I do need to draw a land next turn. If you fall behind on lands against the Diary of Dreams Rubble Rouser Jeskai Spells deck, you might as well call it curtains. But okay, let's just wilt that guy. I think might as well just do that right now to not give them the opportunity of like triggering it or activating it next turn, I mean. Kind of happy to be playing Rearing Embermare. They're not holding up for Essence Scatter. Okay, it's not the most controlling deck. That makes me much happier. So I could pursue the past pitching something. I like that idea because I really don't want to fall behind on lands. So let's pursue the past pitching, I don't know, Stand Up For Yourself. See if I can find a plains, and then I can wilt in the heat the Channeler if I want to. You don't have a counter spell, no way. So maybe I just pitch Stand Up For Yourself. I don't think that I need that much removal. Oh, sorry, I can't play Wilt in the Heat for a discount. I didn't flashback Pursue the Past. That's fine. I still think I needed to draw and hit my lands. That was essential. We'll see what they have here, though. Okay. Oh, Spirit Mascot. I like that a lot. I like not committing too much to the board, but getting a synergy piece and holding up my removal. That just feels good. Like, running out something that's not Rearing Embermare or Dawning Archaic just feels good. I don't think I want to pursue the past. I'd rather, like, find a land and then pursue the past off of that. Actually, I guess I could pursue the past pitching the Embermare. It does make my Dawning Archaic more expensive, though, and I kind of think Embermare is just good here. And also, holding up removal seems good. Having said that, I do need to put pressure on them because they're now drawing 2 cards every turn if they want to. Well, not really. This costs their entire turn, but I think I need this game to go faster. They're a control deck. I'm a control deck, but they're even more of a control deck. Pursue the past, activate Diary of Dreams. Yeah, this is a really bad matchup for me. They just have a better control deck than I do. I don't know, maybe I should have gone in a much more Jeskai-ish direction because I did see all of that Jeskai stuff going around. I just have had such horrible experiences drafting Jeskai recently because it's just everyone wants to be doing it, in my view. That's my interpretation. Absolutely everybody wants to be playing that deck, so you just never get into it. So they did not activate Diary of Dreams. Oh, but it costs them 4 now. All right, so Essence Scatter this so that you don't Essence Scatter Dawning Archaic, but you probably have 2 Essence Scatters. It's a common and you're in those colors. Okay, Run Behind is what I'm guessing now. Run Behind. Wilt in the Heat. Wow. I'm toast. I'm toast. My deck is mainly slanted to be like a mid-range Golgari deck or something. The Jeskai spells matchup, I'm not going to be able to hold my own in. Because like now all they need is 1 Essence Scatter and I'm completely out of action. I have no synergy. I didn't get any of the Leave the Graveyard payoffs, even though I got every Leave the Graveyard enabler. They have 5 entire cards in hand, soon to be 6 cards in hand, and actually soon to be 7 cards. I'm just going to play this, and if they counter it, I think we can wrap it up. All right. Dawning Archaic lands, soon to be bounced, or whatever. I mean, I'm not just going to like throw a Rubble Rouser down with no pilfering as like my plan for the turn. I think I need to just get proactive. Banishing Betrayal, Surveil, draw card. Okay. Draw card. Play land. I guess I could have kept that for looting purposes, but okay. Interesting. They must also have Run Behind, something like that. I mean, I want them to show an actual answer to Dawning Archaic. Well, I don't want them to, but I'm waiting for them to do that. I'm just thinking it's like 90+% likely that they have that, especially since I get to draw another card with Diary of Dreams. No, their deck looks like fun. I guess this could be that this is the direction that I was supposed to go in, given how slow my deck turned out and like low on the Boros synergies. So probably I was supposed to be doing something like this. I also didn't really see, I don't know. I thought blue seemed cut pack 1. Like I was just following signals and they ended up leading me away from blue. I guess I could try to splash into blue. Maybe I could still be splashing into blue. Okay, I'm not interested in this game anymore. Time to go to the next one. I don't recommend conceding like that if you're just trying to rank up or whatever, but I'm trying to make content here, and the number of control decks not just adds to the time to record, but also like it's just not interesting to watch. So I had sorry, not traumatic critique, I mean splatter technique, but it's like am I supposed to go double blue? That doesn't seem to make any sense. I don't think I have any synergies. I think blue was cut. All right, hopefully I don't play against another control deck. It's just not that entertaining to watch someone like draw, pilfer, draw, loot, draw, and then bounce. Draw, and then bounce. Draw, and then bounce again. Okay, don't hate this hand at all. It's more proactive than like the vast majority of my hands are going to be. All right, a good old-fashioned aggressive deck to play against. That's a nice change of pace, I think. Ooh, blue-white. Now that's interesting. Joined researchers. I found that the first strike can be pretty good on this one. Like, for example, it shuts down Stone Docent pretty nicely, doesn't it? So that guy becomes prepared. I wonder if we're going to get group hugged here. Maybe I should have just Tome Blasted the joined researchers. I'll snap block this guy. I don't have any issue with that. Get rid of a draw card for you. Okay, looks like we're not getting group hugged. Okay. Do I just Tome Blast their guy, or do I play a Rebel Rouser? Pitch a Tome Blast. I think I don't want them to do that. Like, look at how many cards. First of all, they may be stuck off of one of their colors. I think I am going to just remove this, gain 2 and draw, because, again, so low on payoffs. Do I want another Rebel Rouser? Probably I just want one. I wonder if they're stuck off another color, so I don't really want them drawing 3. But it's kind of cool if they're just playing Azorius. That's pretty awesome. Down comes Campus Composer. This is like a cool learning opportunity. So I can shoot the Campus Composer, make them not get their extra creature. That sounds right. I think that's better than anything else. Better than building my own board here. I don't really want them to get an extra 3/3. Yeah, maybe they're just playing blue-white. That's cool. All right, they're digging. Trying to find more action, which I'm sure they have. Terramorphic. Okay, so are they going to fetch something that's not an island or a plains? I hope they don't reveal a third color that unlocks a bunch of great cards from their hand. What do you fetch? Okay, so it is Jeskai. All right, fair enough. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, I guess, because I'm more likely to draw a white source at this point. Although I can't play Wilt in the Heat no matter what. I'm not going to be running out that Tome Blast, so it didn't really matter, but I predicted correctly that I could draw a white source. Okay, just don't play something crushingly good in your third color now, please. No attacks. That's what I like to see. Probably just play Honor-Bound Page. And I could also Wilt in the Heat that thing. That's probably worth doing. First, let's see if that resolves. So I'll exile a Rebel Rouser and a white. And play my Wilt in the Heat. I don't know. I think they seemed to be digging and to not have that much going on. So I feel like that made sense. And then I think this might get Essence Scattered. I'd rather have Honor-Bound Page Essence Scattered than the Glyph Mage. Okay. Spot removal. Okay, so I kind of read the situation wrong. I thought maybe they don't have spot removal, but that's probably because this was not even like removal that they could use. I think maybe I used my removal a little bit early, but okay, I think I'm just going to go for the Glyph Mage this time. Because I would like to discard a land. I don't really want to discard something that's actually good. Am I going to want to activate Rebel Rouser? I think that's fine. I was wondering if I want to activate Rebel Rouser, just attack with it. I think activating it could be better. Because I don't really care about, well, Honor-Bound Page. I have no way of getting that back out of my graveyard. It doesn't have mana value 3 or less. And it's not a spell. All right, now we have something that we can pitch. Ugh, terrible. Well, you know what? Why not just run out another one? See what we land. That's the really good thing about Pursue the Past. The flashback is so bonkers on that card. All right, maybe now I do just... No, I have multiple lands in the bin, so we can still just Prodigal Sorcerer them. Bonk, bonk, and end. This is what I mean when I say that my deck is a control deck. This is more or less how it's trying to win. So I do feel like I'm going toe-to-toe with these control decks more or less, at least when I can put some threats on the board. Dromedary, I wish I could exile that guy. But okay, I'm not too afraid of it. Zap the opponent for 1, draw a card, Can wilt in the heat that guy. Do I have a reason to... Yeah, let's rubble rouse to get a discounted wilt in the heat. I think that makes sense. Zap their dromedary. If all that they're doing is wheeling dromedary, then that would be fine by me. Like if they play the dromedary, if they brought it back from their graveyard and played it, but exiling it just seems better. Like if they're playing a dromedary, I'm probably winning, right? Spending their whole turn to bring it back and cast it. This is another situation, looking at this, where I feel like if this is what's happening, then I'm probably winning. Double white and you get an elite interceptor. I cannot quite push lethal, but like pretty close. I'll just use my tome scours on these guys. Oh yeah, I was like, how are you gonna rejoinder there? This is fine, yeah. I mean, it means that I can't use tome scour on that. But it's just a chump blocker for them, so I don't think that's an issue for me at all. So let's flash this back and shoot that guy. Next, attack, attack. And 1 Tome Blast to their face plus 2 Rubble Rouser activations is going to do the trick. Let's play this so we can stand up for ourselves at instant speed if we need to. If you can kill my Rubble Rouser, that's vaguely annoying, but I don't think it's a big problem for me. There's no possible reason in the entire world to block this right now. There's just no possible reason. If this were Ninja Turtles and there were sneak cards in the set, then there would be a reason, but the difference between 20 HP and 18 HP will never in this scenario be the difference between me winning and losing. Mark my words. There's just no reason. Oh, okay. Hello there. Yeah, that's really bad for me. Can the best card in the set turn the situation around for my opponent? Ripping into Johnny's response off the top, gaining 1. A Johnny's response, gain 1. Unreal. Well, I guess I see why they're playing red. That was pretty unreal. Okay. All right. Well, now we're in a different world than we were a moment ago. Wish I'd played this a little faster. Didn't know about the Arc of Hunger. Okay. Draw land. Very, very, very helpful for me. I don't even have any reason to kill that. So I'm netting 2 damage every turn. No, if you can kill this, then I can't even kill you right now. Okay, all right, we got there. So exile Wilt in the Heat from the graveyard, shoot you for 1. Repel Calamity does not come from the graveyard, so my guy dies. But you do not gain 1. Deal 1 damage to you, and then shoot you in the face. Okay, wow. Well, if Arc of Hunger had showed up earlier, that would have been curtains for me. As is, at least we are 3 and 3. All right. Yeah, I feel just very kind of disappointed in my deck. Like, starting out with that splatter technique, I think it was correct not to keep going down that road. And there was just, the best card was always in red or white, as far as I could tell. But we just did not see the payoffs that we need. If I had like 2 more Garrison Excavators and another primary research, I would be actively happy with my deck. As is, we're just really light on things to do, ways to convert games into wins. However, I do feel we're kind of on that borderline where I could definitely see making my gems back. So that is my fond hope for the next game here. All right, 3 and 2, 1 more loss and we're out of the event. Can we stage a nice comeback? All right, friends, it's do or die. Make some gems back or make all the gems back. That's what's on the line. I mean, I love this hand. This is a dream hand. Fields of Strife is a bit awkward. Fields of Strife is awkward with 1-drops. Tap lanes in general, always awkward with 1-drops. I don't really want to tap and draw a card here. I think let's just bonk in with the Interceptor. And will I pitch Tome Blast to Rubble Rouser? Kind of want to, yeah. They're looking like they have something. Last Gasp would be a bit weird. Yeah, I'll pitch the Tome Blast. I mean, green-black, you know, they do have some things at 2, but it's more of a mid-rangey deck, so I'm anticipating I'd rather skip a draw step or, you know, accelerate through a draw step over having access to another copy of the Tome Blast for 2. Yeah, it was a Last Gasp. Okay, so it didn't happen before attackers because they were wondering if I was going to play something that they would rather Tome Blast. It makes sense. So I kind of want to just get the Garrison Excavator off, I don't care about your Ulna Alley Shopkeep, right? Sometimes your opponent has a thing to do and you want to remove it. They have a creature and you want to remove it. And sometimes you just don't have to. So there's no like stifle or anything. So no pressure to do this during my turn. I can do this at instant speed. Yeah, like if you don't care about your opponent's creature, nothing says you have to spend your removal spell. All right, if you attack me, I have multiple good blocks. Don't want to remove my Tome Blast. Oh, the synergy. This is what I was looking for. This is what my deck can rarely accomplish, but it's oh so good. Oh, so good when the deck can accomplish it. So I think I'll pitch the land because I'm going to draw 2. Chances are I'll have a land in there. Yeah. You could pitch the Stone Docent if you were, you know, so greedy for value. Do I just pursue the past and pitch the Stone Docent? Probably not. Let's just play the Stone Docent out, I think. Still can't attack. That's okay. I can play Wilt in the Heat or Johnny's Response at instant speed. Feels pretty good. I don't think I need to be in a big hurry because I have 3 pieces of removal. And I'm in the driver's seat in terms of my synergies. Okay, so I might just Wilt in the Heat end of their turn. I feel like it's time to start pushing damage through. I know I just said I'm not in a hurry, but, you know, I'm about to have a pretty nice board advantage. So let's Wilt in the Heat on... Pest Mascot, I guess. Can Tome Blast that guy? Do I want to play my Johnny's Response? That's the question, right? Play the Johnny's Response and crash in for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, they're presumably not going to board wipe me. So let's do the Tome Blast. I'm going to Tome Blast this guy. This activates more than once a turn. It's so crushing. So I'm actually just going to go in with everything. You can eat a 2/2 if you must. I'm going to get 2 2/2s this turn. All right. An end. I can do that, right? I can do this again. Yeah. This guy has Menace as well. Let's see if you have the board wipe. If you do, Rearing Embermare is going to prove its value because the board wipe makes you have to pay 4 in this situation. Okay. Yeah, they get 2 1/1s, but they're not pests. They're not pests that gain life. What do? I always forget this one. It makes a pest, and then you can bring a creature back to the battlefield. That's pretty good. All right, let us not forget to exile this card from the graveyard and make a 2/2, make a red zap. And yep, all right. And then do I like shoot Moseo, or do I kind of just want to play a Rearing Embermare and attack with everything? What happens if I do that? Okay, let's think for a second about blocks. So they're effectively at 6. They can block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, but this one has Menace. They could double block the Garrison Excavator. Yeah, so I think I'm actually pushing, not quite for lethal, but the attacks, it's not quite lethal, but the blocks are so bad that they have to make that I think we're just getting there. So that felt like a Boros deck, right? You're really looking, if you can go Rubble Rouser into the Garrison Excavator guy. I'm sure I'm getting all the names wrong, but the Garrison guy, right? And then tap your Rouser. Maybe you've put something in the graveyard before that. Then you make a 3/4 Menace with a 2/2 attached basically on turn 4. That's pretty good rate. And deal a damage and make an extra mana for whatever. All right. I don't love this hand. Every time I see a hand like this and I think I should mulligan it, it turns out I'm correct. But the thing is, Rubble Rouser does, it's so good. It like starts by letting you loot. So I think I do just keep. I will not be surprised if I lose because I have no action. But I think you do just keep here. Opponent mulliganed. All right, start with the Field of Strife. Maybe they'll play a 1/1 for 1 and I'll Tome Blast it? No, okay. All right. Green, okay. Well, I have nothing to do. Not just this turn, but kind of in general. Oh, hi, Spirit Mascot. Where were you last turn? All right, well, I'm definitely throwing away this Tome Blast for value. Value, value, value. Value, value, value. That's what it's all about. I guess maybe pitching the mountain had something to go for it, which is, I don't mind removing it from the graveyard, but I don't really want to remove Tome Blast from the graveyard. Yeah, no way am I supposed to remove that Tome Blast. Let's just crash in for 1, play Spirit Mascot. I guess I could have left this guy untapped in case they can deal 2 with their own Tome Blast to Spirit Mascot. In which case I would trade the Tome Blast for buffing the Spirit Mascot out of Tome Blast range. But they could also have the blue-red deal 3, so I don't know that it's worth playing around that. Holy cow, my deck is just... it's honestly going to be a relief if I lose this game to not have to play with this deck anymore, to be quite honest, because it just did not get there. I just could not get the payoffs. It's like 12 removal spells. This is also why I say, okay, that's fine. I'm not actually trying to get the damage on you. This makes me more hopeful. I'm not actually trying to get the 2 damage on you. I was just trying to get a counter on my Spirit Mascot. So after this Fields of Strife, which is really good in this deck, Fields of Strife is so good because it's not just a dual land, it's synergistic. This card is going to let me use my Rubble Rouser. But no need to do that just now, just attack. And I mean, this is like a catastrophe. This is also why I say that people in general overvalue removal a little bit much. I don't know if I had opportunities to get more... Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have... No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I did this correctly. I was going to say maybe I should have put something in my bin so that I could use the Rubble Rouser to play Wilt in the Heat. Anyways, you can kind of get into these situations where all you have is removal. And it's just kind of depressing. Because I'm playing a control deck that has, like, worse win conditions than an actual control deck has. That's a kind of a nice one. I don't mind that guy. In with both. Crash in for 5. See, I just like Rearing Embermare. I understand it's like an F in the data or whatever, but I just like this type of card. Just a common that can win games, like, that's not that bad a category of card to have. Commons that can win games on their own, out of nowhere. Now, would I rather be playing Stress Dreams than Rearing Embermare? Would I rather be on the Stress Dreams side of the equation? Yeah, but this is an uncommon, so not a fair comparison. Actually, my opponent only plays uncommons, as far as I can tell. Every common they picked was a land. I'm sure they'll show me soon enough some sweet commons that they have. But if I can get them nice and low... Oh, at your end step, you get to make it 3-3? Is that how this works? Oh, man. Okay. Should I try to get them to double block? That sounds right to me. And with this guy, they pretty much have to double block. If they don't, I'm feeling really scared. Oh, just chump blocking. Okay, that makes sense, actually. That makes sense. They probably wouldn't have done that if I'd revealed this first. Just making sure I'm counting correctly. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Yep. That makes sense that they would single block, but they probably would not have done that if I had revealed that I could kill that thing. They probably did that because the 3-3 looked replaceable from where they were sitting. Another additive evolution. I'm not angry about that. Like, I'm about to go wide as well. No, don't kill my Rearing Embermare. That would be bad for me. Really bad. I also really want to be able to kill these because of bite spells. Looks like they have a bite spell. Oh, my goodness. Well, you know what? Hop to it's actually really good here. The opponent's essentially out of gas. I don't know what that last card is, but they're essentially out of gas. I have them on a 9-turn clock, but more importantly, I'm about to make 3 1/1s. I think I kind of do need that thing to die, so let's just get rid of it right now. Play a land, make 3 1/1s, and we're just... I don't know what this last card is. We might be in top deck mode, I'm not sure. Now, I don't want to remove something from the graveyard. I don't want to remove something from the graveyard if I can help it, because that could be worth synergy points. I could get something that brings something back. Okay, that's okay. I'm just going wide. I'm just going wide on you. And I do have so many removal spells. That's obviously not one of them. But yeah, in with the team. This thing has trample, so it's not like I'm supposed to hold back and chump. It's about to be a 10-10 though. Okay. Wow. That knockout maneuver really took me out, didn't it? The double additive evolution into knockout maneuver. I was feeling pretty good about this, but Fractal Mascot is a very dangerous card. I need to draw... I have multiple hard kill spells for that. Mill 7 cards and put something into play. And they have a gain 2. Okay, this is looking lost. I'm very disappointed in this deck. I'll upload this as a cautionary tale. I somehow, if you can find opportunities where I didn't take payoffs and I did take removal spells, let me know. But yeah, these Converge decks are just absolutely ridiculously crushing right now. Kind of the beater of the format as far as I can tell. It seemed underdrafted and then it just got more and more and more drafted, and it's still just as good as it ever was. I can't even push damage. Period. Yeah, no. Them having 2 good creatures was probably the death sentence. I guess if I can get the past thingy. The card I always think is Relive the Past. No, not Plains. I'm talking about something else. Okay, well, or I guess I'm just talking about Plains. Okay, GG. Yeah, I feel just like a sickening feeling after playing with that deck. It was just, this was really one of my worst decks of the format. Like, just to be in Lorehold with so many enablers for the leaving the graveyard. Every turn of every game, basically, I could make something leave the graveyard. And then I just could not find payoffs. And all of pack 3, you can go back. In pack 3, I was like very attentive to trying to find payoffs for my deck, at least as I remember it. And I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 removal, which is just too much. But like, I couldn't find quality cards that were not removal. Kind of, I mean, I like Rearing Embermares were an MVP. Maybe I should have played like Rehearsed Debaters, but that's not going to win a game when your opponent has a 10-10. Yeah, interesting. I'll be interested in people's thoughts on this one. Definitely one of my more frustrating and unfortunate drafts. So curious to hear what people think. Definitely going to try to put more win conditions in my next control deck. So tomorrow what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to play some Sealed because we have a Win-A-Box weekend coming up, Arena Direct on the weekend. And I always like to get in a little bit of Sealed beforehand as some practice. And then the day after that, Friday, I'm going to do a data deep dive on the differences between Sealed and Draft. So that's definitely a video to pay attention to if you want to play in the Arena Direct. And then Saturday, I'm going to upload Arena Direct runs every day of the weekend, basically, and probably into Monday. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if I have enough time this weekend to do like a ton of runs. We'll see how it goes. Okay, and hopefully after that, I'll be back to drafts. By then, the format will have shifted 3 times, and there will be a rank reset, and hopefully my next draft goes better than this one, because this one was pretty demoralizing. Just felt like my deck had pretty much nothing to do, so a good lesson for all of us. And hey, you know what? I got my gems back, so can't feel too sad. All right. Until tomorrow, have tons of fun playing Magic, and don't be afraid to splash.